Okay, hello everyone. I am back with. I wanted to do an unboxing video, and I've been holding on to these items for the longest time, and I wanted to make the occasion special. You know, me doing an unboxing video is one way for me to justify to myself that buying these are worth it, so that I can do unboxing videos. It's all for a better purpose. It's for my YouTube career, okay? That's not true. I am losing daylight very quickly, so I'm going to try to make this. I'm trying to keep this video very snappy, but I've been holding on to a couple items. I'm going to show them to you right now. So I have this one, and I have this one, and I'm going to unbox them for you. I have a surprise one at the end as well, but I'm keeping it to the end of the video. It's another figure, spoilers. But yeah, I've been holding on to these for a very long time, and at the back of each one, they're both advertising each other. These are secondhand, obviously, because these are usually items sold in Japan. Hikari and Tailmon would not be my first choice of Tamer and Digimon duo that I would go for. I would probably go for either Matt or Yamato and Gabumon, or TK and Patamon, or, you know, not Hikari, but I actually have like secondhand figures that I bought. They're not really secondhand. I bought them with the packaging on, but they are very, very fake. And Hikari was the only one that I didn't have. Obviously, I don't have any Gatamon figures either, so these look very nice. They're in really good shape, so I believe it was sold by someone who went to Japan, bought a bunch of stuff, and then decided to get rid of some of them. I can see some tapes on the top. I mean, the packaging is almost brand new, and they were not very expensive at all. Without further ado, let's start unboxing these. I want to display them on my collection, so this is why I wanted to do an unboxing video. So these were brand new, like they were not opened before, then they are not secondhand. Unless this tape was applied later. Alright, I'm losing daylight very quickly, so I need to be faster. So, there we go. I mean, there aren't much to them, so I think this is going to be relatively quick. So, I mean, it is still in its packaged, and the package is kind of like pushed to the side, just so that it doesn't move, I guess. Oh wow, this looks really cool. Yeah, it's brand new. I mean, I wouldn't even call this secondhand. It's just, so it comes in such a box. There's a stand, and I feel like there are things to keep the character there. And this is Hikari. It looks very nice. It's a very, very good quality figure. I cannot stress that enough. It just looks incredible. And it would be amazing to get the whole collection. But, I mean, the seller was selling other ones, but they were already out. So, Hikari is the only one that I have. So, this is Hikari. I don't know if Hikari has a different name in the Japanese version, but American is the version that I watched as a kid. She looks very nice. Very, very cool figure. I mean, this is very nostalgic. Then we have the stands. You know, the stand has nothing special. I don't know if you can see, but piece has uneven edges, just so that you wouldn't put this in the other way around, because the hole fits perfectly into, like the piece needs to fit perfectly into the hole. You guys know what I'm saying. So the same deal with this one. I see that a lot of figures are doing this, so it's a very cool thing, so that idiots like me don't get. I actually cannot see what I'm working with. Okay, are we done? Okay, that's how the stand looks. I'm recording this video with the front camera of my phone because I want to be able to see what I'm working with. But I know back cameras are better. So which one do I put it in? So do I put it? I don't really understand the point of this second thing. I guess to make it steady, but they don't really match all that well. Maybe it needs to go like... I don't know what's wrong with this, but they just don't align. I'm sorry, but the stand itself is like too wide for such a figure without any kind of like decoration. This looks very plain and downright ugly. I like the figure. The figure looks very nice, but the stand, they should have done something with the stand. So that's Hikari. You know, I don't really have a lot of confidence in this figure standing, being able to stand straight, because like this sticks out constantly. This thing right here is not deep enough to have a meaningful hold of this. So this is actually much stronger than the stand itself. And I'm too warm right now. I'm going to let it stand here. So I also want to unbox Tailmon. I knew this Digimon as Gatomon because that was the name it had in the American dub, but apparently it's Tailmon. I think in the box it also says Tailmon. So in here it says Digimon Adventure. Yeah, Tailmon. Tailmon. So that's the official name. I'm gonna scream if this has a stand that's as dysfunctional as the one Hikari had. So that's how the box looks. I'm gonna take it out. I mean, the boxes are cool. I'm going to keep them, but I'm not going to keep these ones. Yeah, this also has an equally ugly stand. Gatomon comes with a bunch of stuff. The stand, the figure, which looks quite dynamic, and its tail. So let's unbox that too. Ha! Iciclo! Okay. I'm a huge Digimon fan, and this Gatomon figure looks really nice. And contrary to what I would expect, I didn't pay that much for these. I mean, they're really, really good quality. That's a really good... That's probably the best Digimon figure I have, because the ones I had so far were the ones that were produced in Europe, and they weren't really made by quality producers. It was just made to capitalize on the popularity of the TV show. So they were designed more like toys, not like collectible figures. Tail. We have a piece. Don't know what this is for. Okay, this looks sturdier, thankfully. The tail goes in. I'm sure this is not going to stay where it's supposed to because the connection piece is so small. I mean, it's alright, it gets the job done. So Tailmon has a cavity on its side, and I'm sure that's where it goes in. Like, this doesn't make any sense. Like, it doesn't go in, it doesn't fit in. Wow, this looks actually a lot stronger, but I don't... Okay, it's a very dynamic look. I think that's how it's supposed to look. Yeah, that's exactly how Gatomon's supposed to look. Pretty cool. I like both of them. Side by side. I wish like their stands would, you know, interact. Maybe they could like combine together. This black stand is very boring. Maybe I would paint it one day. Like I can paint it to pink. Maybe I can put this symbol on there. Would be pretty cool. It would be a cool project, but I need to sand it down because it's a glossy finish. And don't know how I would do that. So I turned on some lights. So the last one I have is this figure right here. It's an Omegamon figure. And it's kind of like a, you know, posable figure. The other items on here, they have Lilymon, they have Zudamon. I think from this collection, I also have a Garurumon, Metal Garurumon. Let me show that to you. So I have this Metal Garurumon, which already looks very disoriented. Despite how posable these figures are, they don't like to be moved around that much at all. The joints are very delicate, and you can easily get some items or some pieces out of it. Like these wings are very susceptible to sticking out and falling off. So I try to just position the character in a neutral pose, but this is a very faithful creation, a very faithful figure that's actually quite small in size, and it is quite posable too. Like the head moves, there are multiple joints, like the hands move, but as I said, they're very delicate, so I'm afraid to move this. Another thing that it's very difficult to clean. So there you go, that's what it looks like. I'm very curious to see what Omegamon is. I'm very curious as to see how Omegamon is going to look like. So there's a section that says open. I'm going to go ahead and open that. Well, I didn't have to do that, but because I'm planning to keep the box, you know, so I didn't have to destroy the box that way, but YOLO anyways. So I take that out. Now it's very compact. This could even be in a gacha machine. Okay. Ooh. What is that thing? Is that a piece of thing they put in so it doesn't really get, you know? So there are two packages inside. The legs and the very, very tiny torso. And the arms along with the cape. You know, the torso looks very small, and the horns are kind of, you know, angled. Wow. So this is a very interesting figure. Let's try to put it together. But it looks very faithful. I really like the paint job. I like the quality. And it has a couple of puzzle elements. You know, you need to put it together. Leg 1, leg 2. These legs are huge. And literally the tiniest torso I've ever seen. Like, take a look at that. It doesn't even focus on it, but I guess it's all to make the character look bigger. The arms look amazing. They are very faithful. Everything's right. They're not as posable as I thought they would be, though. So this is the Garuru cannon. This is a gray sword. As I said, the joints are very small, but all the letters are here, and the characters are of very nice quality. This is definitely very good quality. And lastly, the cape. And the cape has a nice effect. You know, it looks like it's going down. One thing to note is that these are very dusty, like very, very dusty. So while I was cleaning it, the head popped off. It's really impressive that they're able to get this much detail onto a very small form. But let's put all the figures together. So the cape goes behind the cavity of Omegamon, and the cape can move itself. But as I said, these joints are super small, like, and they're not even like joined together. There is nothing joining them. It's just two pieces of plastic that go into each other. It almost feels like they're Kinder toys. So I cannot put it in because the head keeps going in different directions. Hello guys, I'm back after what felt like 20 minutes of agonizing pain, and that's what the character looks like. Like, no one can tell me that this figure doesn't have problems. It looks very beautiful. I mean, I lost all the light right now, so it's going to be a very shitty end to what started to be a good video, but I have pain in my fingers, on my neck, on my waist, just to put these limbs in. You know, it shouldn't be this hard. It is impossible to fit the limbs into its place. There are two, like, they should just go with magnetics. Either don't make the figures this small. I mean, what's the point of making them very plausible if it's going to be so delicate? Like, I'm afraid to pose it because it's going to break on me. And, you know, the cape also looks a little bit sticking, like it's sticking out. And, I mean, it's a very impressive figure. All the details are there. The paint job is beautiful, but putting it together was a huge pain in the ass. Yeah, I'm going to show you some shots. Like, I didn't have to work nearly as hard to put together the Metal Garurumon figure because it all came in like together. But this had all of the limbs out and all the horns are curved. So I would give this like a 6 or 7 out of 10. All the proportions are right. The figure looks beautiful, just like how it should be. But if you're going to make it this small, at least get help from magnetics, you know, because putting these together was a nightmare. But it looks good. So thank you so much for watching this video. I know the quality looks very bad right now, so I don't want to keep this going. But I'm going to put these into my game room. They look very nice, and since they were not very expensive, I will give them a pass. But man, like putting these together or even dusting them would scare me so much. At least they look nice, right? But they are quite small. I'm sure they would be easier to work with if they were like bigger, but even when I was like trying to pose its head, it comes out. I had a Mikasa figure that was gifted to me. It had the very same problems. So this just goes to show that they're not very high quality figures. I'm sure like these are not very esteemed figures in Japan. They're probably on the cheaper side, so quality is not very high with these figures. But I'm just gonna end this video right here. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope to see you in another unboxing video, or any other video for that matter. Bye bye.